I think we can do better and put our hands together. Very beautiful display of culture. Yes, indeed. Welcome to Tamale. We're very delighted to have all of you here with us this year for the 9th Pre-Harvest Agribusiness Exhibition and Conference. We're looking forward to having the very best of networking, of structures that will enable all of us stakeholders in this industry to improve and to develop to the best of our ability. I humbly welcome all of you, most especially our chiefs. All respect to you, our queen mothers who are here with us, special invited dignitaries, our speakers, and the members of the media fraternity. We are very grateful to have all of you here with us. This year we have chosen the theme, Market Accessibility, the Structured and Sustainable Pathway. We believe that this theme will be a very good guide for all of us in our various deliberations and participation. I'm thankful to the Almighty God that we've had a lot of partners and supporters as well as sponsors for this event. And on behalf of the organizers, Agri House Foundation and its partners, I wish to welcome all of you once again. I'll quickly acknowledge our speakers who are seated right behind me, and then a few other dignitaries amongst us, and then we'll officially start our program. We are delighted to have our host. You saw him a while ago taking his seat, the Honorable Northern Regional Minister, who is a friend of ours, Honorable Salifu Said. Please, shall we see him? Thank you so much, Honorable, for coming. We also have with us from the Netherlands High Commission, His Excellency Ron Stricker. Please put your hands together for him as well. We thank you so much. And then, of course, one of our partners from Yara, Ghana, also here with us, the Regional Director, West Africa, Mr. Dankwa Akoyogo. Please put your hands together and acknowledge him. We're also delighted to have from the MAID program, Country Manager Pamela Bowen. Please, let's acknowledge her. And then our very own National Best Farmer 2018, Mr. James Boateng. Please put your hands together for him as well. I will observe a moment as we officially welcome our Honorable Minister at the Presidency, Food and Agriculture. Please put your hands together as we receive Honorable Jele Nura. Yes, as he goes to take his seat. Oh, we can do better for him. We can do better for him. Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us this morning. We also have with us EcoBank, one of our partners and sponsors this year as well. We are privileged to have with us Mr. Joe Mensah from, I beg your pardon, Cosmos Energy Vice President and Country Manager, Mr. Joe Mensah. Please put your hands together for him as well. He will soon join us. And then the Managing Director of EcoBank, Mr. Dan Saki. Please put your hands together for him as well. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, some of our partners and sponsors this morning who are here with us. We have from USAID, Ministry of Food and Agriculture. We also have Yara Ghana, EcoBank Cosmos, you've heard all of their names as well. Chemical, and then of course some media partners that have helped us throughout the preparation of this event. Let me quickly just acknowledge their presence if they are here. Agri Ghana Media, Agri Today, ZA FM, Radio Wa, Ekwafo TV, Sangani TV, Radio Tamale, Right FM, Nisem, GTV, UTV, and a few others who I will acknowledge as and when I have their names. We want to thank you all so much for the support. And then, of course, our chiefs. I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you for coming. We'll begin with a welcome address from our host, and the minister is here with us to do exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome the Northern Regional Minister, Honorable Salihu Said, to give us his welcome address. Oh, he hasn't arrived yet. Please, let's motivate him as he comes to deliver his opening address to all of us. Honorable, welcome, sir.
Honorable Minister of State in charge of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Nura Jelly, His Excellency the High Commissioner, CEO Yara Ghana, and all the top on the high table, our revered and distinguished chiefs representing all the major traditional areas in Northern region, our religious leaders, development partners, the organizers of this platform, the sponsors, that is EcoBank Ghana and others, our friends from the media, our hard-working farmers in the value chain, invited participants, students from various institutions who are also in the agricultural sector. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the chiefs and people of Northern region, first of all, let me thank you, the organizers, for inviting me personally to come and participate in this very important program. But also, I have been asked and tasked by them to come and represent them, to welcome all of you who have traveled far and near to come and participate in this very important agribusiness platform. The theme for this year meeting, I will not want to go into the details of the Minister of State in charge of agriculture, because all the issues related to this forum, he will diagnose the whole issue, operationalize it, and tell us why we are here and the importance of it. So I want to go round. I don't want to go into his speech. I have a very simple task to inform the high table, the panelists, our chiefs, business potential investors. I want to tell you that Northern region, and for that matter, the three regions, that is the two new regions that have been carved out of the Northern region, that is Savannah and Northeast. I want to represent the two ministers to add their voices to my small one, to inform you that the potentials in this part of our country regarding agriculture is very huge. And for that matter, Northern region now is very peaceful. Because if you take the current Northern region, Dabong Kingdom alone, out of the 18 constituencies, Dabong Kingdom takes, out of 18, only 3 are not within the Dabong Kingdom. So it means that, and the 16 metropolitan municipal and district assembly is only 3 that is not within the Dabong Kingdom. So if Dabong now have peace and we have a legitimate, substantive overlord of Dabong, it means that northern region is peaceful. So I want to call on potential investors that the region is peaceful. For several years, we've lost a lot because of the protracted conflict. This is the time that we want Dabong to enjoy, and northern region to enjoy peace dividends. And then I just said I'm representing the 2 new regions. My colleague has just is just entering. That I will do the introduction for you, the MC. This is Honorable Solomon Bua, MP for Bunkurugu, at the same time a tier robber regional minister. That is the Northeast regional minister. Only that if I ask him where is the robber, he will tell you that now the task is taken. It's not easy to handle any part of the north if you are made a regional minister. But he's a very experienced, even though new regional minister, but we work together, and he's a very experienced, humble young man. So, distinguished participants, we thank you for recognizing our farmers and consciously trying to see what you can do so that we give value addition to whatever efforts that our farmers are doing. One of the biggest challenges our farmers face since time immemorial, because we know that the economy of our part of the country depends on agriculture. They have been praying that they should get bumper harvest. The year that they get bumper harvest, how to bucket it becomes a challenge. So sometimes they are in a dilemma as to whether or not they should pray to get a bumper harvest, because when they have more of the harvest, feed their family, the excesses sometimes, how to market it, how to package it to attract local consumption and external consumption, it has been a problem. So sometimes there is a lot of post-harvest losses, a lot of waste in the system. So this platform, we are here today to listen to you people, myself and my colleague and all farmers in this part of the region. We want to hear from you. What is it that we can do so that at least we will be able to add value to our produce, so that the consumption level will not just be limited to our local communities and our local market. We want to sell beyond the territorial boundaries of the north. Distinguished participants, you are most welcome. We are happy that you have come. And I tell you, the smoke materials are there. The guinea fowls, even some of them which flew to Burkina Faso, all of them are back. And then also the leather materials are there. I want to call on His Excellency the Ambassador. Now that we have peace, you have been very supportive throughout to ensure that this pre-harvest season become a very sustainable thing, and the impact of it is very huge. Yara Ghana and others, your support, your corporate social responsibility you have been doing at ministerial retreats. I have been talking, tabling your issues. So the Minister for Food and Agriculture, they are aware. Honorable Dr. Jenny is here. We don't know, we mentioned you how you are supportive not only to the north, but the farmers in Ghana and all other sponsors. We appreciate that. Keep on doing that. But our rich culture, we have a very rich culture. And we want to see how, Your Excellency, how you people can support our traditional rulers for us to package our cultural activities so that it can attract a lot of tourism that will boost up our local economy. And when that is done, they will get extra income to expand their farms, and then also the marketing. If you tell the farmers how to package their farm produce for people to buy, they will get additional income to be able to invest it to really package their produce very well and buy more fertilizer when they meet their quota on the planting for food and jobs. Beyond the 20 bags, they will have extra money to buy from Yara, Ghana, and others. Thank you, and may God bless us. I wish you a fruitful day.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you so much, Honorable. Let's give him another hand, ladies and gentlemen. Very well said. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to a point where our organizers would speak to us. And of course, we are delighted to have the ever hard-working executive director of Agri House Foundation, Alberta Echan Akosa, who is the lead in organizing this event, to come and speak to us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a resounding welcome. Very hard-working lady. It's always a pleasure working with you.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister of State at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Honorable Regional Minister for the Northern Region, His Excellency the Ambassador of Netherlands, the West Regional Director for Yara Ghana. I hope I got it right. The country lead for the maize program, the communications director for Cosmos Energy, the managing director for EcoBank, and the 2018 National Best Farmer, Sergeant Kwasi. And let me welcome the Honorable Regional Minister for Northeast, the new region, distinguished sponsors, our hardworking farmers, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I wish to thank God for making it possible for us to be gathered here once more for this very important event that has been proven with each year that it is amongst the vital and strategic events that Ghana needs to activate and sustain growth in our agricultural sector. Only God's grace could have brought us this far in all sense of it. So we say thank you, God. Distinguished guests, informed by the lessons of the previous year's experiences, we decided to extend the days of this event to 3 days so that we could have reasonable time for stakeholders to satisfy themselves with a range of sector-specific valuable information, experiential knowledge, and the vital resources the pre-harvest event offers. I must confess that our confidence to do this came from the genuine requests and gratifying testimonies that we have been receiving and our desire to do more for an industry that, though potentially rich, has been long underserved. Ladies and gentlemen, this ninth pre-harvest conference and exhibition, I assure you all, is fully loaded to have something valuable for every participant and our cherished sponsors. This year's event is combining training programs, field demonstrations, panel and open discussions, field visits, and exhibitions. At the same time, it offers the space for business promotion and unique networking opportunities through the conference and other interactive side events that we have created. We have tried to create the right platform for stakeholders, agribusiness owners, farmers, brand experts, development partners, government agencies, and corporate entities to exchange knowledge and gain insight into rethinking and attaining an effectively structured and sustainable market in tandem with global development. Above all, there is something new and rich from our sponsors who continue to find this platform most appropriately positioned to assist them in effectively serving their target audiences better. So our sponsors have come with exciting business and output enhancers that you can't get any other place but here. Distinguished guests, I can't end this welcome address without extending our sincere and profound gratitude to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Northern Regional Minister and his office, the Northern Development Authority, the Northern Regional Coordinating Council, and the USA Advance and the MAID program. We say a big thank you and acknowledge that what we have may have achieved today have been harvested from your faithful and consistent support. Also, we wish to acknowledge and thank all who have been sending us suggestions and testimonies. We appreciate all of you and encourage more of such contributions. It may interest you to know that the theme for this year's event was actually informed by the suggestion a participant proposed to us through the audience survey we conducted here last year at the same event. The feedback suggested we consider exploring the establishment of other market linkage platforms. We found that suggestion a good one and timely and followed up. Consequently, we went to develop an online agri-house market link platform which offers farmers and processors an additional platform to market their products. It is a free platform for smallholders, farmers, and startups. In fact, we have already started collecting data from all who are interested. So I wish to assure all of you that what we are doing here is not a mere talk shop, but serious business that produces implementable outcomes. We are in this together. And talking about having a common stake, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to humbly announce to you all that the Pre-Harvest Conference and Exhibition event was deservedly adjudged the best organized agribusiness event of the year 2018. On behalf of the AgriHouse team, I say a big thank you to all our partners and sponsors who share in our vision. A big thank you to Yara Ghana, to EcoBank, to Cosmos Energy, and to the MAID program who contribute both technically and financially to make this event a success. We thank you all and welcome you once more to this event of growth opportunities. Make the most of it and do not hesitate to let us know of your concerns. Thank you all very much.
Well said, Alberta. Ladies and gentlemen, we should be proud of ourselves, shouldn't we? Yes, indeed. Being recognized is always very good. Speaking of last year's event, the 2018 pre-harvest, we want at this juncture to take some feedback of the impact last year's event made on all of us. And we'll start with the Executive Director, Peasant Farmers Association, Madame Victoria Adongo, to kindly come and give us her feedback, and then we'll move on with our program. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's receive Madame Victoria Adongo. Please put your hands together. Okay, all right. We'll move on to the next one. I'm told the Regional Secretary, Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen, would also speak at this point. So if he or she is here, can we please have you quickly? Yes, please put your hands together as we receive the feedback from the last year's events. I hope it was positive. I see it's positive.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable Salfi Said, Honorable Minister of State at the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Jelly Nura, His Excellency Netherlands Ambassador to Ghana, H. Ron, invited guests, Nanima, all protocol observed, organizers of this event, as Agri House Foundation, our hardworking farmers, ladies and gentlemen. I deem it a singular honor to be called upon to deliver a speech on the importance of this event as well as agriculture. The theme of today's event is market accessibility, the structured and sustainable pathway. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Minister of State at the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Regional Minister, I'm deeply convinced that agriculture plays a major role in the survival of the economy of Ghana. It is against this backdrop that Agri House Foundation has thought it wise by organizing this event to create opportunity for farmers, input dealers, NQs, stakeholders, and service providers to interact and share cross-fertilization of ideas concerning agriculture. Last year, same time, similar event was organized by the same organization. After that event, Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen, that's now, recorded a lot of praises by farmers to Agri House Foundation. Mr. Chairman, Minister of State at the Ministry of Agriculture, I want to urge government and donor agencies to continue their support with Agri House Foundation to keep this alive. I want to inform farmers that they should do well to put themselves together, to put themselves into groups that will help them get support from government and other interested organizations. I again want to officially inform my colleagues farmers that NAF is the best and constitutional mandated farmer association in Ghana since it has been recognized by Article 261E. So any farmer who is the member of NAF is in a safe net. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable Minister of State, farmers in the northern part of Ghana are facing a lot of challenges. The challenges include difficult access to tractor services during farming season, poor road networks, high cost of farm inputs, difficulty in accessing subsidized fertilizers, lack of market for their farm produce, as my Honorable Regional Minister has already mentioned. Climate change is also a natural challenge in the northern part of Ghana, and this year is even worse. We are appealing to government to use its interventions such as one village, one dam, one district, one factory to help remedy some of above mentioned challenges. Mr. Chairman, as a social science student, I understand government to be described as a system. And I know that every system consists of two environments, that's external and internal environments. And any time if environment fails to operate, it affects the smooth operation of the whole system. On that, I want to suggest to both internal and external donors who have interest in agriculture to support government to be able to realize its dream in the field of agriculture. On this note, I wish everybody a happy stay in Tamale, and may God, Almighty God, bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we will hear from our sponsors, and I will gladly start with the Vice President and Country Manager, Cosmos Energy, Mr. Joe Mensah, to kindly come to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as you okay. His rep will be here to speak to us. Well, she hasn't come yet. So let's be generous with our applause. Welcome.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of the Northern Region, Honorable Minister in charge of Agric at the Presidency, Your Excellency the Ambassador of Netherlands to Ghana, Yara, MAID Program, EcoBank, and all the sponsors, and of course our distinguished ladies, our distinguished chiefs of the Northern Region. It is my pleasure to represent Mr. Joe Mensah, on behalf of Cosmos Energy 2 to this ninth National Pre-Harvest Agri-Business Exhibition and Conference hosted by AgriHouse Foundation. The AgriHouse Foundation initiated to support agribusinesses from pre to post-harvest promotes the growth of the country's agricultural sector. This step has been both inspiring and commendable, and for which reason Cosmos Energy Ghana, although being an oil and gas exploration and development production company, has been a proud sponsor for the past 3 years. Often people have wondered why and what an oil company is doing in the space of agri. We at Cosmos Energy find an alignment between energy and the agri sector. I'm sure everyone have had their meals this morning. So that tells us the importance of agriculture, and that is what Cosmos found out. When we found oil in 2017 in commercial quantities, we looked around for another way to invest in Ghana beyond oil and gas. And the best sector we found to begin with is the agri sector. So in 2016, we set up what we call the Cosmos Innovation Center. The Cosmos Innovation Center is an entrepreneurial program that invests in young entrepreneurs and small businesses who have big ideas and want to see Ghana's growth in all development sectors. Our maiden program in 2016 zeroed in on agriculture. And since we've started this program to date, we have created 19 young entrepreneurial companies led by young people. These 19 companies have in total created over 200 jobs, and they have in turn sourced for funds in excess of $1 million. These companies are spread across the agricultural value chain. We have some in finance, we have some in post-harvest, pre-harvest, and all these companies are poised to move the agri sector to the next level. It is for this reason that Cosmos Energy has continued to support the agricultural sector through the AgriHouse Foundation. The pre-harvest conference offers these young businesses the opportunity to network and to collaborate with farmers and all players within the agricultural sector. Cosmos Energy continues to support young people who have big ideas, and so year on year we organize what we call the AgriTech Challenge. The AgriTech Challenge since 2016 have grown in leaps and bounds. Today I'm happy to say that we have 8 of those companies participating in the pre-harvest event. In a world of emerging technology and innovation, we should not be left behind by the train of development, but create our own train to get us to the intended destination of what we aim to achieve in the agricultural sector at large. At KIC and at Cosmos, we do acknowledge the unattained opportunities that stand before us in the agricultural sector, and we want to encourage the entrepreneurial spirit within the youth to achieve these possibilities. So we encourage all the youth to take a second look at agriculture. There is innovation, there is technology, there are challenges that need these two things to mitigate them. I therefore would want to take this opportunity, Honorable Minister, to thank you all for supporting the pre-harvest and our partner and partners as well for joining with Cosmos Energy and for accepting us as one of the partners or supporters of this pre-harvest program. Cosmos Energy at this program is also hosting a knowledge arena where we intend to engage more with the youth and then excite and inspire them to take a second look at the agricultural sector. On behalf of Cosmos Energy, we wish to welcome all of you to the 9th Pre-Harvest Conference and Exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you, Cosmos Energy. We will now take our remarks from Yara Ghana, is here represented the Regional Director for West Africa, Mr. Dankwa Adoyobo. Please push on us together as we welcome the to give us his remarks.
Our honorable ministers of state, our host minister, and the minister from the Ministry of Food and Agric, Your Excellencies, as you understand here, welcome. Our distinguished chiefs, Nanema, our partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The ninth edition of the annual pre-harvest event is here with us today. And for Yara, we are very proud and privileged to be part of this. This is something that we have supported over the years. And I stand here today to say that Yara will continue to support this program because we see a lot of value in it. The theme, which is market accessibility, the structured and sustainable pathway, is very relevant for the development of agri in Ghana. If we want to have sustainable agri, then a structured market, a deliberate market is very important. You know, market does not only refer to where to sell the product. So maybe when we have road construction towards a market for the farms, that's a step. But market in agri goes beyond that. Market should include who wants the product. Are you producing for Unilever, Nestle, Diageo, and the like? Are you producing for the Mabula market? Are you producing for me? So that who wants the product is an important part of the market. And in which form? And when we talk about form, then you think of packaging. You know, if it's rice, does the buyer want broken rice or not? If it's maize or a production plant, you have to think what is the moisture content that plant wants, for instance. If it's packaging and it's in boxes, containers, what is the form that that market will buy? That's extremely important. And also where and when. These are considerations that sometimes we just forget and simplify that, oh, we need to go to the market. Where do you want the product and when does the farmer or when does the market want the product? These can influence the farming practices you see in agri. And if you don't have a market approach, then you will keep doing the old practices that gives us very few results. So we find this being extremely important at this stage. One of the values of Yara is collaboration. We believe that we need to work together with value chain partners to bring value to the farmers and also to the agri value chain. And we drive farmer productivity through our tried and tested bio solutions, our crop nutrition solutions, which we just don't sell, but is backed by agronomy and knowledge sharing. But for the farmer to be sustainable, like one of the speakers, the honorable minister said, that if a farmer produces a lot this year and doesn't get a market, it means I have a risk of not being in business next year because he will not be interested to increase the production. So we cannot take market for granted. Without a deliberate market for the agri production, and the key word for me is deliberate. You know, don't produce, maybe you have access to farms or you have access to 1,000 acres because the family has a big land or the chiefs have a big land for you. Don't just take it and produce and hope that you will sell it. You know, that's the wrong approach. You must have deliberate market for the production. And one cannot create a structured and sustainable pathway if you don't have that. An event like this brings together partners from across the value chain, including market, and And we have decided this year to take advantage of the theme and also the fact that the market is here to outdoor a new liquid fertilizer we call Yaravita Crop Liquifying. It's a very long name, but it's a fantastic fertilizer. It's what it does that's important. It helps increase farmers' yield. Some farmers have used, and the results is fantastic. I would invite everybody here to walk through our stands and to see it and how they feel about it. Without access to structured markets, many players in the value chain would lose in the long term, including us. Because if the value chain doesn't work, then Yara also stands the risk of losing. Last year, I will share a quick experience from last year. I was in one of the commodity sessions last year, and a woman got up and started to tell the farmers that if she wants maize, she specified the quantity she wants, she specified moisture level she wants, she specified where she wants them. For me, that was very insightful. And maybe that is part of the feedback that has inspired the team this year. So we build on that experience, the market accessibility and the structured and sustainable pathway is the right direction. On behalf of Yara, I welcome you all, and I already say a big thank you for taking the time to be here. And I hope that you enjoy the next few days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adorable. Before we go to our other partners and sponsors, I would like to acknowledge a few persons here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have the newly created Northeast Regional Minister, Honorable Solomon Boa. Please put your hands together. I hope the region is doing well. Welcome, sir. We also want to acknowledge Amplified Ghana, one of our sponsors as well. Amplified, thank you so much for joining us. We move on to our next sponsor. And ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the country lead, Pamela Bowen of DFID funded MATE program. Please welcome her with a round of applause.
Good morning. So, Honorable Minister over Food and Agriculture, Honorable Minister of the Northern Region, His Excellency the Ambassador to the Netherlands, you're welcome. Also, to our other end, we acknowledge our Honorable Minister for the Northeast Region, distinguished chiefs, traditional leaders of our communities, all of our other distinguished sponsors and supporters, community organizers, farmers, laborers, friends, and fellow colleagues in the agriculture sector. On the behalf of the Market Development Program for Northern Ghana, funded by DFID, the UK government's Department for International Development, we are pleased to welcome you to the 9th Pre-Harvest Agribusiness Exhibition and Conference. It is our great honor to co-sponsor this program, which we know is organized by Agri House in conjunction with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Northern Regional Coordinating Council, the Northern Development Authority, and USAID Advance. We're excited to participate in this program. MATE has been a participant in prior years, but we are thrilled this year to be a major sponsor because we absolutely see the importance of this gathering. We, in particular, were excited for this year's theme, market accessibility, the structured and sustainable pathway. We were excited because we think that this is an excellent opportunity for us to network. When we talk about building sustained and structured markets, networking is so much an important part of that. We're also thrilled to share knowledge and lessons learned throughout the course of this next few days. So the main program, which as I mentioned is sponsored and funded, not sponsored, funded by the UK government's Department for International Development, for the last 5.5 years, MAID has been using a market systems approach to help strengthen the sector here in the North. And what that looks like for us is for 5.5 years, we've worked collaboratively with over 100 enterprises in the North. We've been working with these enterprises to deliver goods and services to over 70,000 smallholder farmers throughout the communities. We've been promoting improving productivity, profitability, and competitiveness through the use of commercial partnerships, promoting a private extension model, supporting the inclusion of additional enhanced technologies. We have seen significant gains. Despite the gains that we've seen over the last 5.5 years, we see that there's still a lot more work to be done. We see that there is a need to continue to deliver what we call at MAID the 7 rights. It's delivering the right quality of inputs and services in the right quantity, at the right time, at the right place, at the right price, in the right form, and crucially, in the right way. And I think our colleague here mentioned something similar. So this is an important core of our program, and we recognize the need to continue to promote this as we go forward. In addition, we think after 5.5 years, we see there's a need to continue to promote commercial partnerships. And very importantly, we see the need to continue to address the issue of climate change. This is an area that we all have to be concerned about the future and how to make our communities more resilient and more robust. And so this is an area that we continue to care about when MAID. And of course, I can't leave this podium without addressing the issue of gender and promoting the advancement of women in the sector. So although we've seen significant improvement through our program in the last 5.5 years, we continue to promote the 7 rights. We continue to encourage strong commercial partnerships, work in climate smart responses, and also gender mainstreaming. So as we go forward, we're excited for these next few days. We're looking forward to sharing our experiences. We're also looking forward to furthering the dialogue to see how together we can continue to strengthen the agricultural sector here in the North. Also, while I'm here, I would like to just take this opportunity to inform everyone here that somewhere in February, we will be organizing a MAID Day program where we will be sharing out our findings. So throughout this next 3 days, we'll be sharing again in February. So we look forward to the next few days and engaging with you all in the weeks and months ahead. So once again, on behalf of MAID and our funder, DFID, the UK Government Department for International Development, we welcome you to the pre-harvest. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you also, Pamela. Well said. We'll take EcoBank Ghana now, but let me quickly remind our sponsors that in a few minutes' time, I'll be coming to you to find out your commitment to our dear guest here for the next 3 days, what they should expect from you, what they hope to achieve at the end of this year's program. So please think about it. I'll come to you shortly. It will just be very brief as well. Ladies and gentlemen, going to EcoBank, representing the managing director here this morning, we have the head of commercial banking, Mr. Alfred Sechi, to speak to us. Please let's welcome him.
Thank you very much. Our host regional minister, our regional minister from Northeast, Minister of State from the Ministry of Agri, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of the Netherlands, my co-speakers, co-sponsors, our revered traditional rulers, our friends from the media, players in the agri-value chain, including our cherished farmers, aggregators, and our own organizers of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I'm here representing the Managing Director of EcoBank Ghana Limited and the Regional Executive who couldn't make it for other very pressing assignments that call his attention. So let me just say a few words, and I would like to say that it's indeed a great opportunity and pleasure to address this important gathering. EcoBank has historically been associated with the pre-harvest agribusiness over the past 6 years as sponsors, making meaningful contributions annually by being part of the conversation to raise awareness on structured and sustainable markets in the agribusiness value chain. As a regional bank with a Pan-African agenda, EcoBank's continuous sponsorship of this event is in conformity with our conviction that the agricultural sector is a key catalyst for national development. This also buttresses and promotes the planting for food and jobs and rearing for food and jobs policies being implemented by the NPP government. We believe that the success of this agenda will require the involvement of all stakeholders in the agricultural sector, government agencies, civil society, international organizations, and private sector participation, including banks, among others. With a network of over 33 countries on the continent, EcoBank remains at the forefront of ensuring that Africa achieves the desired sustained financial integration and economic development. In line with this corporate vision, the bank will continue to provide the much needed financial support to help boost productivity within the agri-value chain, making us a major contributor to the SDG 2, which aims at ending hunger and achieving food security, and also improving nutrition and promoting sustainable agriculture. In 2013, EcoBank made a pledge under the Feed the Future project to ensure food sustainability in Ghana. The bank has consistently invested financial support in the cultivation and marketing of maize, rice, and soybean, including their respective value chains. In this regard, I wish to state that in this particular year, 2019, EcoBank has invested close to $20 million and continues to explore further opportunities to commit more resources for sustainable growth. EcoBank remains resolute in channeling support to agriculture, notwithstanding the numerous challenges facing the sector. Honorable Minister, considering the growing demand for agricultural finance by actors within the value chain, farmers, input dealers, aggregators, processors, and agri-business operators, at EcoBank, we look beyond the challenges determined to find ways to increase our investments to the sector in a sustainable manner. The deployment of technology is one of the bank's major investments in agribusiness, ensuring easy access to financial services and inclusion. Today, it is possible for non-account holders of EcoBank, even in areas where the bank does not have physical presence, to open accounts on their phones and start transacting instantly. This is made possible through the EcoBank mobile, a user-friendly banking application that can be downloaded and used anywhere around the globe. The application has so far received about 1.5 million downloads, making it the most patronized banking application in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, users of the EcoBank mobile can use the Express Cash function to send money to anyone with or without a bank card or account by generating an e-token which can be used by the beneficiary to withdraw cash from any EcoBank ATM nationwide. E-token beneficiaries can also redeem cash from over 2,200 EcoBank Express points nationwide, which serve as agents of this bank. Also available are over 15,000 accredited merchants operating at EcoBank points, deploying payment solutions for customers. With respect to investments, the EcoBank T-Bill for All, a low-end investment product, offers a secure mobile-enabled service that allows individuals to register and purchase Government of Ghana Treasury bills from their phones. And indeed, with this, from as little as 5 Ghana cedis, you can start building your wealth by buying Treasury bills. Distinguished guests, barely a month ago, EcoBank introduced a digital banking pack for traders and merchants, which is focused on enhancing our financial inclusion agenda. This digital current account does not attract the usual maintenance fee and COT or other related bank charges, and it is indeed customized for our very small enterprises, most of whom are gathered here today. Additionally, we also have a digital savings account that may be opened and that will enable account users to earn interest on their idle funds on a daily basis. Also, the plan provides businesses with automatic access to the EcoBank Pay, which is more like a quick response mode of payment. We have Express Points ATM cards and the ability to also link your mobile money wallets to these accounts. Altogether, these solutions, Regional Minister, facilitate the payments and collections of our clients. At the crest of this EcoBank merchant is the EcoBank merchant cash advance, which is aimed at granting access to credit to support the working capital needs of businesses. And I think that will create a platform for you as you visit our stand to interact and also share more as to how you can access some of these facilities. The bank has also deployed digital solutions to facilitate payments and collections in agribusiness. And indeed, this is very relevant for our small rural farmers. And we believe that is also a way that we are contributing. Distinguished guests, the bank's close collaboration with the USAID, Advance, and FINGA over the years has also been beneficial in facilitating capacity building and financing of agribusiness. EcoBank was instrumental in the establishment of the Ghana Commodities Exchange, which is an important part of the agribusiness and will continue to support such institutions in the foreseeable future in various ways to assist them achieve their intended purpose. The third assurance we provide today is that we believe in the future of agriculture and the enormous potential it holds for the growth of Ghana. We at EcoBank remain committed in continuing to deepen our support to this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all encouraged to visit the EcoBank stand at the event grounds, engage our team of experts on the wide range of digital offerings that we have, so that you can be part of our transformational agenda for high impact within the agribusiness value chain. Our focus as a bank is on financial inclusion for all of us, and we believe that we have a lot of opportunities here. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, On this note, we would like to thank you for your kind attention and to welcome us to this conference. I wish all participants a fruitful conference. Thank you so much for your attention. And God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, EcoBank. We're looking forward to being with you the next 3 days. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this year we are privileged to have with us the National Best Farmer 2018, and it is his time to give us his remarks regarding the relevance to the agricultural sector, the theme we have chosen for this year. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the National Best Farmer 2018, Mr. James Forte. Very fine gentlemen.
Thank you very much. As we've been saying, as farmers, we believe in going straight to the point. But let me just observe some protocols. Honorable Post Minister, our own Dr. J.L. Nura, Minister of State for Agri, Your Excellency, Netherlands Ambassador to Ghana, sponsors, Honorable Minister for the Northeast, our revered chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to tell a very short story, and it's not a story which is abstract, hanging in the air. It's kind of a real story. And Alberta and the team told me I have not more than 7 minutes to go there, so I'll try. 6 days ago, I was privileged to be invited to another very important event in Accra, which was called Ghana Rising. And we have an array of very big experts, government officials. We actually had deputy ministers, 3 deputy ministers of finance, trade and industry, and agriculture, representing government. And it was a collaboration between one of the media houses and government, as well as all the stakeholders who believe that if Ghana could get its act right in the oil and gas industry, and if this country can get it right in terms of policy framework, legal issues, and finance, and if we can also get agribusiness right, then Ghana is going to make a lot of progress. So I got invited to speak briefly as a panelist for the agribusiness session. And I recall that we were all urged to be very frank, but somebody used, the Deputy Minister of Trade said everybody should be brutally frank, but you should also be constructive. So we tried. In the end, we said it as it is. So there was a unanimous agreement that if things are working, we need to acknowledge. So all the social interventions targeted at agriculture, agribusiness, we applaud government, and there was unanimity. However, there are some areas where we will need some improvements. And I recall that I told a very short story about our own farm. We run a 1,000 plus acre farm, but out of that, we have only 100 acres of mangoes. And so we've been trying to improve quality. We got standards, we got global gap certification, all of it to try to improve our market accessibility. And things went very well. We actually got some support from government in terms of our great extension officers. They are more mobile, they appear more motivated, they have new motorbikes and all of that. So we tried to take advantage. We motivated our staff and we did touch the community within which we were. In the end, I can say confidently that the less than 100 acres fetch the farm more than 1 million Ghana cedis. This is true. So it means that if we get all it, somebody was applauding. Is that the only person who can applaud? Have you farmers got to 1 million Ghana cedis recently? So we saw that if we have a little bit of structure and you do the right things, and you have structure around the market, things will work. I'll say structure because the processes were ready to take forward orders and all of that. So it works. Where there's accessibility, it does work. We were very happy. And this was the sweet side. Then we are maize farmers. In the Prasen area alone, I can say that about 60,000 small-scale farmers are into maize production. And they produce anything around 30,000 to 40,000 metric tons. There was success through the planting for food and jobs, massive inputs, fertilizer, on time, very timely, quality seed maize. God bless us with rainfall, so we have bumper harvest. There was euphoria. Farmers were laughing, but that was very short-lived. Who are the buyers? We did not have enough market access. And that's where the issue started. Currently, I can say, and I checked my facts yesterday before I came down to Tamale, that from a pre-harvest price of between 190 Ghana cedis to 200 Ghana cedis for a 140 kilogram maize, the price has dropped to below just around 80 Ghana cedis. Now, nothing, and I say it, nothing can be a disincentive to any farmer who goes through this. The farmers are looking for help. There is just one organized side by a private person who is drying up and buying some maize. There is some maize which is rotting. Now, whereas we are applauding ourselves and we are thanking government for all the good job that has been done, particularly if you look at the agribusiness value chain, especially on the input side, fantastic job. In terms of sensitizing farmers, fantastic job. In terms of providing resources for extension officers, wonderful. However, we have not once again made it very much a demand-led process. Now, I'm saying this and I'm very conscious of all the effort government is making about the buffer stock arrangements and all of that. But the buffer stock arrangement, unfortunately, is not buying up the maize which has been produced. So we have an issue there. Let me talk briefly about cashew. We have big production of cashew. I'm sure probably record supplies of cashew. And there are other related issues, but central to all of that was market accessibility. We did not have enough market to be able to sell all the Ghana cashew. So price dropped from 7 cedis per kilo to just around 2 cedis per kilo. Disincentive, it is real, it happened. And if this will not sensitize us to begin to look at the issues around market accessibility, and for our policy framers to look at how we can structure, at least for the key crops. Government has been talking about the planting for exports and rural development, which is basically based on 3 crops. And I'm aware that there is a bill in Parliament to set up a 3 crops board. Good steps, but if everything in the model does not assure us of a structured and a sustainable market access, then it's all going to be in vain. But I trust that our policymakers have taken all of this into account. I listened and I was in the Agri-Revolution for a forum, for Africa Forum, and I heard the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo, and he stressed and acknowledged that all the constraints of agribusiness are there. Government is aware. They cannot solve all of them. So obviously you have to prioritize. So government itself acknowledges. But for us as farmers, we also have a responsibility to make sure that we knock government's doors and remind them of the need that if you are sensitizing production and we are responding, please make sure that we can sell at the right prices. Now, with what I've said, if the theme of the 3-day conference is not relevant, then I don't know what else to say. I think it's extremely relevant and it is very timely that this year's conference is focusing on market accessibility in a structured and a more sustainable way. I'm aware that other countries, even Sub-Saharan, Zambia, South Africa, they may have their own problems, but in terms of ensuring a free flow of the agricultural supply chain, they've made some progress. We can pick from them. And it convinces some of us farmers, because I stand here and talk for the 6 million and over farmers in this country, that we still have hope in agribusiness. Because if others have done it, then we can equally do it. Thank you very much.
Very well said, Mr. Boateng. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually getting closer to our interactive session. We'll be doing that shortly, but a few things must be put across quickly before we do that. I'd like to sincerely apologize for you not having our event brochure. Unfortunately, we've had some challenges and it's delayed a bit. So what we'll do is that we'll try our best to send at least some soft copies to the contact details we've received at the registration desk, so that those of you who are participating can have access to the information that we are giving out today. So please kindly bear with us. Hopefully by close of day, we should have the brochures ready. If they aren't, not to worry. We are improvising and we'll send you the details via soft copy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to our goodwill message, and this will be delivered by the ambassador to the Netherlands, and is here with us, His Royal Highness Ron Stricker. Shall we please welcome him? Give him a tamale welcome. Your Highness, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Let me just start by saying that I'm not a Royal Highness. I am only an ambassador. I am not a member of the Dutch royal family. If I would be saying that today, I would be sacked tonight. Thank you. You saw me going down the podium, and I just wanted to remind you that if you are sitting in an airplane, long legs is not good. If you step down from a podium, long legs are fine. So remember. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just first recognize, of course, the Honourable Minister of State for Food and Agriculture, the Honourable Minister for the Northern Region, the Honourable Minister for the Northeastern Region, welcome today, Honourable Chiefs and Elders, and of course all my dear colleagues here at the high table. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and in particular, I would like to welcome, of course, the farmers, because today is not about us, it is about the farmers. And in particular, I would also like to recognize the presence of the women farmers of the northern part here of Ghana. In the end, it is all about women anyway, so it's fantastic that you're here. I'm very pleased to be here at this 9th Pre-Harvest Agribusiness Exhibitions and Conference here in this beautiful town of Tamale. Let me congratulate once again the AgriHouse Foundation, and in particular the General Manager, Mrs. Alberta Nana Akia Akosa, for having organized this important event. So, why am I here? Let me begin my speech by saying that if we talk about agriculture, you talk about Holland. Holland is agriculture. Just a few figures. The Netherlands is the second biggest exporter of agricultural products in the world. Over the last 3 years, the Dutch agricultural sector exported an average of more than 65 billion euros of agricultural produce. That should be something like 300 billion cities. If we include inputs like seeds, technology, and machinery, this would add up to some 90 billion euros a year. 3/4 of that is Dutch, the rest we import and distribute. And this constitutes about 20% of total Dutch exports. 20%, one grid. And it's about 10% of the national economy. And the dominant features of our agriculture are innovation, not only in technological terms, but also in how to organize ourselves. We work with public-private partnerships. Farmers, entrepreneurs, knowledge and research institutes, government and NGOs, they form together what we call the Dutch Diamond. The Dutch Diamond. They join hands every single day to make agriculture productive and sustainable. But the Dutch government, ladies and gentlemen, feels the responsibility, and I underline the word responsibility, to share this knowledge and know-how with others, including countries like Ghana. Because we all live on the same planet, and we have therefore a common responsibility to ensure that not only is there sufficient and healthy food for everybody, but also that we produce it in a sustainable manner. That we can produce it, but that also our children in 30 years from now will be still able to produce it. We are all confronted with the threat of climate change, and our common goals are the Sustainable Development Goals. These are goals for all of us, for Holland and for Ghana. So we should share this and work together. Now a few words on Holland and Ghana together. The northern region, in particular, is the breadbasket of Ghana. It has almost all the necessary ingredients for agriculture to make it a success. Vast arable land, water for irrigation, animal production, and the people to make it a success. And I think that this exhibition underlines the potential of the northern part of the country, and rightly so. But a transformation is needed, and I think that other speakers this morning have already touched on that. Because for that transformation, we think the starting point should be that farming should be market-driven, modernized, and be seen as a business. The farmer is an entrepreneur who wants to make his or her farming a profitable business. Definitely he or she needs help from the government and from others, but this, I think, is the starting point. Only in such a manner can, in the end, the farmer earn a decent income, and moreover, very important, can we attract the youth to farming? Because we all know that it is a problem. If we see farming as a profitable business, we can make agriculture attractive to the youth. And this is also the dominant feature of our Ghana Netherlands agricultural program and some of these flagship programs. Number one is Ghana Veg, which is called now Body Fresh, which promotes the growing of healthy green vegetables like peppers, lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers in Ghana. I hope it will change even eating in Ghana. It focuses on farmers who want to make a difference. They will take others along, like for instance the outgrowers. Number 2 and 3 are the Cocoa Rehabilitation and Intensification Program, CORID, and the All Palm Project, Sustainable West African Palm Oil Project, SWAP. Better farming practices and inputs have resulted in yield increases up to the double or to the triple. And also they have contributed to job creation. We have even been able to regionalize this project. As I speak, the same projects are being rolled out in Liberia and Sierra Leone with money from the Dutch government, but it is the Ghanaians in the organization Solidaridad who do the job on the ground with the Liberian and Sierra Leone partners. A very good example of cooperation in the region. Here in the north, there is also the Masai Naziki Mazara project, which is near Tumu. There, participating and very committed maize farmers have seen huge productivity increases through the supply of quality inputs, better extension services, and modern warehousing to cut post-harvest losses. We know that it is a problem, and they do better now. And they have much better access to markets now. So that is also a positive result. And lastly, in Yagaba, we have the Integrated Water Agricultural Development Ghana Limited project, which is called IWAT or EWAT, which has the ambition to prove that commercially viable irrigated agriculture in the north of Ghana is not a dream, but can be a reality, can become a reality. Some 400 hectares are being taken into sustainable production, and further extension is on the way. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, the North has the needed ingredients to make agriculture a success. But not only the farmers play a key role, of course, help from others remains needed. Many issues, and you know all of them, or main issues are land rights and usage issues, land issues, and of course access to finance. Both are crucial for agriculture to move forward. My last comment, ladies and gentlemen, is about climate change. As we speak, there is in New York, of course, the big international climate change going on, and the political leaders of, for instance, Holland and Ghana are there to speak about it. With regard to agriculture, the Netherlands, because of climate change menaces and threats, intends to move to circular agriculture by 2030. That is in 11 years from now. This transformation of agriculture is fundamental. In a circular agriculture, I explain a bit, arable farming, livestock farming, and horticulture primarily use raw materials from each other's supply chains and waste flows. Residues are hereby reused or reprocessed into new byproducts or new products. For us, in the end it means you make new things with a waste of other things which you made yesterday. So you do not need new inputs, or you do as little as possible need new inputs. For us, this is a new journey. But here, we would like to invite other countries to make this journey with us, to make the journey together. We want to share our experiences and knowledge with Ghana in order to make sure that Holland and Ghana can grow together in agriculture and to grow plenty and healthy food without over-exploiting our planet. Without over-exploiting our planet. I'm going back to this pre-harvest agribusiness and conference in a moment. My last word is I would like to respond to the invitation of the Minister of the Northern Region to help to make the northern part of the country more attractive for tourists. Honourable Minister, the Dutch like to bike. The Dutch like bikes. They move their own country mainly on bikes. And biking can be done best on special biking lanes. Special biking lanes. If you can promise that in the northern part you help to construct biking lanes along many roads in the northern part of the country. I promise you millions of Dutch tourists. I wish all participants to this very big and important conference very fruitful days, and let us work together to make agriculture in Ghana, and in particular in the northern part of Ghana, a success. I thank you.
Thank you very much. This time I'll say it right. Your Excellency, the Ambassador to the Netherlands. Wonderful. Distinguished guests, my attention has been drawn to some arrangements. Apparently, our first plenary session will actually have our sponsors seated all together for the interactions. So instead of doing a bit of that here now, I think it will be advisable to do that immediately we finish with the opening of the exhibition. So please kindly bear with us. It is appropriate to have that at the first plenary session after we have finished. Now, another protocol to observe. Our Honorable Minister at the Presidency in charge of Food and Agriculture will be giving us his keynote address right now. As soon as he is done, we will all move down to the exhibition area for him to officially open the exhibition. But for the sake of movement, we kindly plead with you, when he's done, please remain seated, because all of them, together with the dignitaries seated, will go through the aisle in front of us. So please remain seated so they can have an easy movement downstairs. Then, of course, the rest of us will join them as they have gone. So please kindly take note of that information. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to hear from our Honorable Minister. Shall we please put our hands together and welcome the Honorable Dr. Jelen Nura. Oh, please put your hands together. Put your hands together. We have waited for so long. The Northern Regional Minister said he would dissect all the information regarding government's position, and I believe he's ready to do exactly that. Honorable, thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would say God loves farmers, and I think farmers will love God. So they will always have the blessing. And this I got from an experience since I became minister from a farmer who told me that God loves farmers. And when I asked him why, he said he had a goat pen. And with his goats, somebody was stealing the goats every day. And he tried finding out who. It was difficult. Then the next time he went to the goat pen, he saw another goat was missing. Apparently, the thief had been selling the goats and keeping the money. But God being so wonderful, that day he put all the monies he had sold and gotten from the goat sales in his breast pockets. And as he bent down to pick the last goat, the whole of that money fell in the pen and he took the one goat away. As he got to his house, he discovered that his money wasn't there. So he was rushing back to the pen because he knew obviously the money was at the pen. But when he got there, he discovered the goat owner was in the pen counting his rest of the goats. So he too started moving around the pen, and all he was saying in tree is that appointing back 30,000 cities. He has lost 30,000 cedis for the last vote he has taken. And he was rather saying he would not agree, as if the money is his. But the money has gone back to the owner. And I think that was the best story I've ever heard about God loves farmers. Honorable Northern Regional Minister, Honorable Minister for the Northeast Region, Your Excellency, the Netherlands Ambassador, UK Lead Program Country Lead, Managing Director of Yara Ghana, the representative of the Cosmos Energy Vice President, 2018 National Best Farmer, our revered chiefs, the representative of the MD of EcoWorld Bank, heads of corporate organizations, presidents of farmers associations, agri directors here present, district chief executives, distinguished farmers, students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is with expectation for the usual excitement that this event creates that I welcome you all once more to this 9th pre-harvest conference and exhibition event. This event has become an important annual national agri event that all of us eagerly look forward to because of the increasing prospects for good yields and good business that it continues to offer year in and year out. I am confident that this year's experience will not be different in satisfying our expectations and needs. Also, I'm excited to be here because it gives me an effective platform to assure the entire nation that as far as agriculture is concerned, I can confidently say, so far, so good. At the beginning of our tenure, this government set out to modernize agriculture, improve production efficiency, achieve food security, make farming more profitable for our farmers, and not forgetting the value addition that will enable us to cut down on the importation of processed agricultural products. We said that we're going to work towards increasing subsidies on retail prices of seeds and fertilizers, pay special attention to selected products for accelerated development, including grains, fruits, vegetables, tubers, oil palm, cotton, shea, cashew, cocoa, horticulture, livestock, and fisheries, and not forgetting the poultry. And generally modernize agriculture in order to ensure efficient and reliable production of agricultural produce. As a matter of fact, it is on these aspirations that our flagship agricultural program, Investing for Food and Jobs, was started. Under this program, we have 5 modules: the Planting for Food and Jobs program, the Planting for Export and Rural Development, Rearing for Food and Jobs, the Greenhouse model, and the Agricultural Mechanization model. 2 years on, since the launch of our Planting for Food and Jobs program in 2017, I'm happy to say that Ghana's domestic food production has gone up impressively. According to the latest statistics, rice production since then has gone up by 24%, maize by 72%, soybean by 39%, and sorghum has almost doubled. Consequently, Ghana has once more started exporting maize to some of our neighboring countries, including Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, and Togo. Also, Ghana's production of yam, cowpea, cassava, and plantain have significantly gone up. So much that exportation to other countries in the sub-region is ongoing now. So what we can say is that Ghana's agriculture is working again. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I use this opportunity to once more take out through some of the achievements this government has made in the agricultural sector. Under the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, it has been possible to subsidize inputs, that's fertilizer and seed, by 50% for 202,000 farmers in 2017, 677,000 farmers in 2018, and over 1 million farmers across the country in 2019. Fertilizer use has risen from a low of 134,000 metric tons in 2016 to over 350,000 metric tons in 2019. The use of certified seed for the various crops under the Planting for Food and Jobs has risen from below 4,000 metric tons to more than 15,000 metric tons. It is good to note here that the northern region, that is, I'm talking of the previous northern region with the three of them combined. The northern region is the highest recipient of the subsidized fertilizer in the country with 78,922 metric tons. That is 26.7% of all the fertilizer distributed in this country. And with a total of 210,000 beneficiaries of the program. This figure represents almost double the fertilizer usage in any other region in the country. So I say, and I agree, the northern region is the bread basket of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, the Planting for Food and Jobs, under that we were able to raise maize yields from 1.8 metric tons per hectare in 2016 to 3.8 metric tons per hectare, and hybrid yield to 6.5 metric tons per hectare in 2018, and rice yields from 2.92 metric tons per hectare in 2016 to 4.2 metric tons in 2018. To boost extension delivery, the government recruited 2,700 graduates to boost the extension capacity in the 260 districts. A further 9,000 graduates were posted under the Nation Builders Corps, that's the Feed Ghana motto. In addition, over 5,000 agricultural graduates were posted under the National Service Scheme to boost extension delivery. This move by the government has resulted in an extension agent to farmer ratio of 1 extension agent to 706 farmers. 1 extension agent to 706 farmers, as against a ratio of 1 extension agent to 1,908 farmers in 2016. Let us note that the FAO AEA to farmer ratio standard is 1 extension officer to 500 farmers. So we are almost there. The Planting for Food and Jobs has contributed 29.2% to national maize production, 53.8% to national rice production, 13.3% to sorghum production, and 67.6% to national soya bean production. As a result, it is now possible to earn net incomes per hectare of about 3,235 Ghana cedis. That is from the hectare. Or if you are doing the hybrid maize, you can get as much as 7,285 cedis from the hybrid maize and 2,408 Ghana cedis for soya bean. In summary, the Planting for Food and Jobs program in 2018 alone subsidized fertilizers and seed by 365,965,367 Ghana cedis. This was how much government spent in 2018 alone. and we produced a value of 3.4 billion Ghana cedis, or 616 million US dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Planting for Export and Rural Development module, even before its launch in April 2019, 8.2 million seedlings of cashew, coffee, coconut, and oil palm were produced and distributed to farmers in 2018. In 2019, 6.9 million seedlings have been distributed as of August, and it is our target to distribute up to 15 million seedlings by the end of the year to cover 105,000 farmers in the country. Under the Rearing for Food and Jobs, 7,500 breeding sheep have been distributed to 750 farmers in the northern savannah in this 2019. After the launch of the program in June 2019, in the Upper West region, 3,700 breeding sheep have been distributed to 370 farmers in the Upper West, Northern, and Oti regions. It is also targeted to distribute 30,000 cockerels in 2019, and already 20,000 have been distributed to 2,000 households for breeding purposes. The Northern Savannah zone will also receive 10,000 guinea pigs for distribution to farmers this year. Also, 6,000 piglets will be distributed to farmers this year in southern Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of all this is that government is subsidizing a lot under the Rearing for Food and Jobs. Government is providing a 50% subsidy on some vaccinations that we used to pay for. We're now saying when you do your vaccination, you are going to have a 50% subsidy. Day-old chicks, provided your farm is not more than 2,000 birds, the day-old chicks that you receive will be subsidized at 50%. Breeding animals, the sheep that we are bringing, we are also subsidizing at 50%. The pigs that will be supplied will be subsidized at 50%. So are the guinea fowls. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what am I trying to say? I'm only laying a realistic canvas on which we all as a nation can appreciate how much events like this pre-harvest event is contributing to the realization of our collective dream of increasing agricultural productivity and achieving food security. I can assuredly tell you all that within the 9 years this event was added to our national strategic efforts to develop agribusiness, the pre-harvest event has made its own significant contributions to what we have achieved so far, especially the perceptible turnaround we are experiencing in recent times in northern regions. Agriculture is the largest source of employment in the northern part of our country, and it is a well-known fact that our farmers here are challenged by poor soils, unpredictable rainy seasons, and consequent low agricultural output. However, what events like the pre-harvest does, with its unique congregation of farmers, buyers, processors, transporters, input dealers, equipment dealers, financial institutions, telecom companies, policymakers, and financial facilitators, is to ensure that multiple solutions to challenges are inevitably made available in the way of providing information, business opportunities through networking, interaction, access to the latest machines and tools at competitive prices, and a host of opportunities. There is no way that these would not have rubbed off advantageously to the benefit of the fortunes of agriculture in the northern region of Ghana. Therefore, the decision to locate the event in the north is actually paying off. At this point, I urge the organizers, that's Agri House, to get us a survey that will give us a factual idea of the gains so far. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the organizers of this pre-harvest event estimate that the event will host no less than 3,000 farmers, value chain actors, and agribusiness owners. This time, not just from the northern regions, but from across Ghana. They will gather to share ideas and discuss objectives and measures to be put in place to ensure that a more structured and sustained market access is achieved in the sector. That is one of the main objectives this year's gathering has set out to achieve, as indicated in the events theme. That says market accessibility, the structured and sustainable pathway. Ladies and gentlemen, increasing smallholder access to markets is a top priority for government. The proportion of government-supported projects that include work on market access has increased dramatically since 2017. Better access to domestic and international markets allows smallholders to reliably sell more produce with better quality and at higher prices. This in turn encourages farmers to invest in their own businesses and increase the quantity, quality, and diversity of the goods they produce. The agricultural projects we design work to increase greater market access and market development for smallholders. Some of our projects like GASIP, SAPIC, and the European Union supported agri-projects in the Upper West, productive investment in agriculture, support infrastructure development to improve the fiscal access to markets. Others support segments of mostly production, primary processing, and marketing, or the entire value chain. But I have come to the belief that improved market access for smallholder farmers can best be promoted as one plank in the platforms of well-structured producer federations that can defend the interests of the smallholder farmers in the range of policy and program negotiations, and to ensure that the necessary services are put in place. Unlike the former state cooperatives, we need a new producer organization that should be voluntary, economically viable, self-sustaining, self-governed, transparent, and responsive to their members. Ladies and gentlemen, it's sad when it comes to agriculture. You will see everywhere Ghanaian farmers can cooperate. If it's funeral, you see the highest cooperation. We cooperate at weddings. We cooperate at festivals. When it's agriculture, we prefer to work individually. How can you confront the market at large, and particularly the international market? The functions of well-organized associations should include establishing information systems and connection to domestic and global markets, creating good governance practices, and creating the infrastructure to connect smallholders to finance and input supply systems. The associations can also have a role in establishing new forms of production insurance, hedging price fluctuations, and developing new forms of public and private partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge that agricultural sector productivity gains, combined with increased access to domestic, regional, and international markets, must be the key elements of our agricultural growth strategy that can deliver sustainable improvements in the livelihoods of small farmers. What we are saying here is that there are two key elements if our agriculture will move forward. And that is what we are saying, sector productivity gains. And so far, for the past 2.5 years, we've tackled the issue of productivity gains. And from the results I've given, you will see that we have moved a lot forward in increasing productivity. Now, the other key element we said is the market access. It's not that Ghana government has neglected the market access issue. Government was very supportive of the establishment of the Ghana Commodities Exchange, which will benefit the agricultural sector. Government is still supporting the buffer stock company. We know they are not functioning as well as they should. They are not covering a lot in the country. But the buffer stock company is supposed to promote market access. As we move forward, we decided to launch the One District, One Warehouse. The One District, One Warehouse is also in the direction of promoting market access. And then, last but not the least, the One District, One Factory. The factories are to process basically agricultural commodities. If these factories were in all the districts, I don't think farmers will have a marketing problem. They may rather have a problem of how to let these factories operate throughout the year. So as the program goes on, we ensure that this issue of market access will be positively addressed like we are addressing the productivity issue. The theme for this year's conference, I would say, is that's very relevant for defining the way forward in our agricultural development planning. Ladies and gentlemen, as I welcome you once more to this great event, I wish to assure all those here and at home that this government will continue to prudently invest public resources into agriculture in order to achieve food security, produce sufficiently raw material to feed the agro industries, do import substitution, and create more jobs, especially in the rural areas. On this note, I have the singular honor to declare the 9th Pre-Harvest Conference and Exhibition duly opened. Thank you all and have a fruitful day. Yes. Unfortunately, well.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, as you realize, the lights are out. So kindly remain seated. Our dignitaries, led by the Honorable Minister, will take the lead to the exhibition grounds. Please kindly take note of the following. Amplifies Ghana, CIP, Women in Poultry Value Chain are offering some very wonderful products downstairs at the exhibition. So when you get there, please try some of the things they have brought to us. Okay?